Hey, Shalom, call Lord Yahweh Ba'Shem Yahushua Ba'Shem Rakah Kadash. Double honors to the apostles, elders, and bishops at the Great Millstone. Peace, blessings, salutations as always to the hopefully elect, listening and learning. So I just want to touch on this Baltimore Key Bridge collapse that happened in the early hours of Tuesday morning. And so far they're saying that 6 people have been missing, which they're more than likely they not here no more. More than likely they back in the spirit world, because when such a thing like that happens that early in the morning and you fall into the water, that water is pitch black. You can't see nothing. So more than likely those people are not here no more, but that was their judgment from the Lord, because there were other cars that made it across the bridge before it just completely collapsed. But those that happened to be there while that ship collided with the bridge at that time, that's how they were meant to go. But when I saw the headline this morning, I already knew that something wasn't right about it. And then when I saw the video of the ship hitting the bridge, I was like, nah, man, that don't even look right. Because the bridge just straight up head on hit the bridge, and the whole thing collapsed. Which, when you go back to the 2020 situation, it was mad ships piled up at them ports, side by side. You never saw none of them ships collide or hitting, nothing at the port or nothing like that. Now, I'm not saying things can't happen, but whether it was just an accident, like it was a mistake, a malfunction or something like that, or it was deliberate, which, that's more so what I'm leaning towards. And, I'm in the spirit to say that based on all of what's going on, based on what the elites are doing, based on, us coming out of the Pesach. A lot of stuff is coming down. Like these devils, they've been telling you. They was even warning last year. I remember doing articles that insiders were basically coming out and blowing the whistle that in 2024 you're gonna see an increase in black swan events. Now, what is a black swan event? I got it pulled up right here. The black swan theory, or theory of black swan events, is a metaphor that describes an event that comes as a surprise, has a major effect, and is often inappropriately rationalized after the fact with the benefit of hindsight. You see? So, for example, the 911 event, that was a black swan. You see? It happened all of a sudden. It took people off guard, and it had very that whole thing had a very profound change on the history and trajectory of America years after. You see? So this right here, this is the same thing, because when you consider the Francis Scott Key Bridge, that's a major commercial hub for the East Coast, and of course Baltimore as well. But with that being taken out, it's going to be a domino effect of things that's going to occur. First of all, people that commute to and from work, they're going to have to reroute, which that's going to, take up more time, resources, money, as well as truckers. They're going to have to do the same thing. And the whole port is pretty much shut down until further notice. So who knows how long that's going to be. Now, I believe I did some research on the bridge. I believe it took them like 4 or 5 years to construct it. So the fact that the whole bridge pretty much collapsed within a matter of seconds, I mean, that bridge is not going to come back up anytime soon. So people that had jobs at the port, ships that are used to regularly going in and out of the port, all that's going to be lost. A lot of jobs are going to be lost. Truckers are not going to be able to, comfortably get through that area. It's going to cost a lot more resources for them to get around that. You see what I'm saying? So this is definitely going to be a big blow to the East Coast, but hey, this is just one black swan event of many to come. And they've already been doing black swan events, but they about to, ramp it up, because we're definitely in those times. Early Tuesday morning, The Francis Scott Key Bridge, a major bridge in Baltimore, collapsed just seconds after being struck by a cargo ship. 6 people are now missing and presumed dead. Video posted to social media showed the bridge bend, snap, and plunge into the river below, sending several vehicles into the chilly waters. Crews have since been searching for survivors. And another reason why I'm more inclined to lean towards the deliberate black swan event is because these commercial shipping vessels, they're all automated. Like, they're pretty much run by electronics. And then you have a control board that monitor the ship from point A to point B. Now, reports also came out that the ship in question actually powered out 2 times. So power on the ship cut off 2 times. Now, you would have thought after the first time, they would have stopped the ship. They would have had a team, a crew go out there and assess what they can do so it doesn't happen again. Now, I'm not sure what cargo this ship was carrying, but it really doesn't matter. The point is, there was a mayday called on the ship. It powered out 2 times, and the ship powered out just before it hit the bridge. Now, I'm not sure if anyone on that vessel was complicit in it, or it may have come from the control board. We don't know, but the point is, man, you're going to see a lot more of these things. And, this is just one major thing that's going to have an effect, a profound effect on East Coast commerce, blah, blah, blah. It said a construction crew of 8 people who were repairing potholes are believed to be the only ones on the Key Bridge at the time of the collision, authorities said Tuesday morning. Let's jump down. It says here 6 people remain unaccounted for and are presumed dead. Jeffrey Pritzker, executive vice president of the company that employed the construction workers, added that the crew was working in the middle of the bridge when it came apart. No bodies have been recovered. This was so completely unforeseen. We don't know what else to say. We take such great pride in safety, and we have cones and signs and lights and barriers and flaggers, but we never foresaw that the bridge would collapse. While authorities confirmed sonar had detected vehicles in the water, they declined to comment on how many vehicles fell in during the collapse. So it's probably way more than 6 people, man. Matter of fact, it is way more, because they're even admitting that they're not even really sure how many people fell in there. It says the ship was traveling at 8 knots at the time, according to Governor Wes Moore. The ship issued a mayday alerting authorities that the vessel had lost propulsion before the collision. You see that? So right before the vessel came up to the bridge, it lost propulsion, meaning that it powered out. Something went wrong. Now, in that situation, they're supposed to stop the ship and assess the damage, have a crew go out there and make sure everything is good before they move on. But that's not what happened. They pretty much just allowed the ship to drift into the bridge and take the whole thing down. So that's just, suspect in and of itself. Moore added that information did allow traffic to be stopped from coming over the bridge, potentially saving even more from falling into the water. It says here, the Dolly, that's the name of the ship, was headed from Baltimore to Colombo, Sri Lanka, and flying under a Singapore flag. According to data from marine traffic, the container ship is about 985 feet long and about 157 feet wide. Danish shipping giant Maersk said it had chartered the vessel, which was carrying its customers' cargo. Blah, blah, blah. It says the bridge, located south of Baltimore, spans more than 1.5 miles across the Patapsco River. It opened in March 1977, serving as a major connecting point. See that? So this is a major port here. that's been disrupted. The Francis Scott Key Bridge, named for the writer of the Star Spangled Banner. And when I saw that, that was spiritual, because the fact that this bridge is named the Francis Scott Key, and Francis Scott Key, he wrote the Star Spangled Banner, which, the full thing has very racist undertones, against Jake. But the fact that this thing went down, that's a spiritual sign that America is about to be taken down. Because isn't the Star Spangled Banner the national anthem of America? So the fact that this bridge went down, man, that's just to let you know that America is about to collapse as well. All right. And then that eclipse that's going to happen on April the 8th, that's going to mark an X across America. So the Lord is showing all kind of signs in this time. That's why you can't just look at it like it's a coincidence, because nothing is a coincidence in this time, man. Everything is significant according to prophecy. Let's get to so it says here, everything so far indicates this was a terrible accident. At this time, we have no other indication, no other reason to believe there's any intentional act here. Now, why would they say that? He said there's no reason to believe there's nothing intentional that happened. Nobody said that it was intentional. So why would you have to put that disclaimer out there? And that's another reason why all the evidence shows, and brothers have been saying in his spirit that, this was definitely planned. President Joe Biden said while delivering brief remarks from the White House Tuesday afternoon. Biden also said he plans to travel to Baltimore as quickly as he can, and that he intends for the federal government to pick up the entire cost of rebuilding the bridge. And again, that's not going to happen anytime soon. So, that bridge probably going to be down until America falls. For now, Whitefeld said all vessel traffic into and out of the port could be suspended until further notice, though the facility was still open to trucks. The collapse is not likely to have a big effect on worldwide trade because Baltimore is not a major port for container vessels, but the port's facilities are more important when it comes to goods such as, pay attention, farm equipment and autos, said Judah Levine. Okay, so this port here is responsible for bringing in a lot of farm equipment, agricultural goods, cars regularly come into this port, so this is definitely, and the thing is, it doesn't have to have a big impact on global trade, because global trade is going to be disrupted. I mean, you have many wars going on right now. War in itself is going to disrupt world trade, but the fact that this critical piece of infrastructure was attacked in Baltimore, that's definitely going to have an effect on the whole East Coast. And that's definitely going to have an effect on Maryland, and especially Baltimore's economy. So this is just a microcosm of what's going to happen on a national level very soon, because they're going to perform more Black Swan events that people are not going to be ready or prepared for. You see? So yeah, that's pretty much it for the article, but hey, just know that we in them times, these devils, they're moving into the next phase, and the ish is about to hit the fan. That's really the bottom line. So we got to watch these things, be circumspect, and just keep watching the news and paying attention to what's going on, because the Lord is definitely performing, spiritual signs, man, to show us that something bigger is coming, that we need to prepare for what's coming, man. And as Paul said in 1 Thessalonians, that's the 5th chapter, that brethren, ye have no need that I write unto you, for you yourselves, basically roughly paraphrasing, well know the time. So that's why we don't just look at it like it's, like it's nothing. It is tragic that people lost their life, but again, the scriptures also say that whosoever perished being innocent. So them people that got caught up at that bridge on that time, that was their judgment, man. But I didn't want to make this long. That's pretty much all I got. Next time, Lord willing, shalom to the elect.